I've done a pretty good deal of traveling over these past couple years of my life. I've wandered through cities, I've crossed oceans, each place leaving a mark of its own.
Sorry for whispering, but we have officially made it to the airport. We are at Vouliagmeni. We fly to Toronto first, and then we catch a connector there from Toronto to Athens. It's a 10-hour flight. That's the longest flight that I've literally ever been on. When I went to London in March for my birthday, I think it was only like 6.5. So this one is gonna be a long one. But got my little neck pillow, got my blanket, got the fam with me, brought my snacks, brought some skincare. So I will keep you guys updated on the journey, but I will see you in Toronto.
But like I was saying, nothing prepared me for Greece, where time felt completely endless and the beauty of this country felt heavier than even words could describe themselves. After driving about 25 minutes through the very chaotic roads of Athens and avoiding motorcycles bobbing in and out of traffic, we finally made it to our stay at the Hilton Garden Inn. This was a perfect stay for our one night in Athens. The views were amazing, the staff was fantastic, and you actually have a view of the Acropolis. Okay, beautiful people, do not mind my bonnet because we just woke up from a nap. We reached our hotel in Athens around like 1:30. Ended up going upstairs. There's a restaurant and a beautiful rooftop pool that overlooks the city, and you can actually see the Acropolis from upstairs. So went up there, got a couple drinks, talked to the bartenders, got some great information, came back down, took a very well needed nap. Y'all, we were traveling literally for about 12 hours. Hello. But now we are awake. We are headed to a beautiful dinner spot. I cannot pronounce the name of it, so I will make sure that I put all of that information in the description of the video. But we are going to do a little get ready with me so you can see what I'm wearing and go from there. And I'll see you guys soon. Good morning, good morning. It is officially the second day in Greece, and it is bright and early because we are taking the ferry to the beautiful island of Paros. If you do find yourself in Greece and you're looking to take a ferry as the way of transportation, I do want to give you guys some tips and tricks that might help. Number one, there are videos all over YouTube telling you how chaotic these ferry rides are. I personally did not find it to be chaotic at all. If you get there about 45 minutes early, you should be okay. Make sure that you have your tickets up and ready because they will scan them at the door. And most importantly, do not be late. When they say that they take off at a certain time, they are on time on the dot. Okay guys, I wanted to do a quick check-in with you because we just reached our villa in Paros. And when I say it's unbelievable, it is absolutely unbelievable. I don't know if you guys can see behind me. I know the exposure is kind of high, but that is
the Mediterranean Sea. We are up on an entire mountain of villas. We have our own private pool. It's absolutely beautiful. It honestly doesn't even make any sense. When you go upstairs, since we're celebrating my dad's retirement and 2 birthdays, they ended up upgrading us to a 4 bedroom villa. So it is enormous. Now, guys, we have absolutely nothing planned for this trip. We are just going with the flow. There have been a couple recommended beaches that we need to see. Some of them are less than 10 minutes away, so we're definitely going to check some of those out. And we are actually only about 10 minutes outside of Naoussa. So I'm going to take you guys along the journey with us while we go down there, because I'm sure we'll be there probably every night to get food, see the nightlife, shopping, all those kinds of things. But as far as this villa, I will give you guys all the details later in this video on this property, because if you are staying in Paros specifically and you have either a large group or you just want your own space outside of a hotel vibe, because Naoussa does have hotels in the city center, but then you're around a whole bunch of crowds of people. So if you want a little bit more of an isolated vibe, this is the perfect stay. The staff is fantastic. They're so accommodating. Any need that you do have, they are going to meet it at the snap of a finger. So I will keep you guys updated and give you all the information on that, and I will see you guys soon.
Now, if you do find yourself staying in Paros, you can stay in 2 different places, one being Parakia, the other being Naoussa. I highly suggest staying in Naoussa just because it's a little bit more lively. There's more nightlife, there's more restaurants to choose from, and there's a ton of shopping. A great food recommendation that I do have is this restaurant located in downtown Naoussa. It's the oldest restaurant located here in this area, established in 1977. It's family owned. The staff and the food were amazing, and it was probably the best Greek salad that I've had the entire trip. Okay, so obviously we are back downtown now, so we ended up coming across this dinner spot that they say is pretty awesome at nighttime, so let's go check it out. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, there was no restaurant choice that we could have possibly made that was better than this one. I don't think there was anything on this table that wasn't worth every single bite. And as you'll see in the video coming up here shortly, it was a packed house and it was so fun, but for the service to be as good as it was, I was very pleased. And the amount of food and drink that we actually got for the price was kind of insane, and not only was the food good, but the atmosphere was a complete 10 out of 10, which we are going to get into right now. So obviously there are a ton of different beach options that you have when visiting the island of Paros, but I personally loved the beach club called Monastiri. It might have just been the day that we went, but it wasn't overly crowded. There was a lot of seating available. The seating and the vibe in there in general was fantastic. If you do indeed get hungry, they have a restaurant that is up a level if you walk up the stairs, but they also have a bar that's on the level of the beach club, which obviously you can order drinks from, but I'm pretty sure that you can order food from that level as well. And here's a little pro tip y'all learned from the locals. Yes, you can access the beach from the seating area, but if you take a little 5-minute walk across the rocks, the water is even more beautiful that way. Even though there are so many other places to explore outside of Naoussa and Perkia on the island of Paros, Naoussa is a hotspot for food, shopping, and restaurants, but you cannot come to Naoussa and not get Loukoumades. They are basically little balls of fried dough where you can get chocolate and white chocolate and ice cream on top of them, but they span anywhere from €6 to €9 depending on what toppings you get. And let me just say, with me being the foodie that I am, they were definitely worth the hype. Okay, y'all, so let me apologize in advance. There was absolutely no content made on that ferry ride home because we got out way later than expected due to the weather. However, we are on our way to dinner back in Athens, and there was actually a football game going on at the stadium, and if we would have known, we would have loved to go. Now, the receptionist at our hotel did recommend a great dinner recommendation called T-Bone, which is in this beautiful part of Athens that I did not even know existed. I honestly can't even describe how good this food was, and it wasn't just the food that was great. The service was fantastic. Our server was so friendly, and when I tell you that the area in Athens that this restaurant was located in blew us away. That's why I always say, I know that people say don't visit Athens, but there's so many beautiful parts of the city to see. Well, unfortunately, the trip has come to an end, but I am so beyond grateful and blessed for the time that I got to spend in this beautiful country. I wish I didn't have to leave, and I would literally go back tomorrow if I could. If I could move there, I would. But there are so many other amazing places in this country to explore, so Greece will definitely be seeing me again. All right, chat, we're back. And I'm not happy about it, as you can see by this big old glass of wine that I have in my hands, but we need to debrief. First and foremost, 10 out of 10 trip, 10 out of 10 experience. The country of Greece literally blew my mind. I already knew that it was gonna be something spectacular. We've been wanting to go for so long. You guys know that I travel pretty often. But this was my first time to Greece, and it blew my expectations out of the water. But there are a couple of things that I did not get to show you guys on camera. There were some bloopers that I want to tell you guys about since I didn't get to actually record them and catch them in real time. First and foremost, what I want to say is do not let anybody steer you away from visiting Athens. I know sometimes when we get on YouTube and we watch travel vlogs and we watch our favorite creators going on these trips and vacations, they say to stay away from Athens. I get that it is a huge tourist destination. It's a big city. People always say that it's not as beautiful as they wished that it would be. Let's also keep in mind that it's thousands of years old. Let's be so for real. But there's so much history and there's so much beauty in the city. You really have to talk to the locals and get their perspective on things to do, places to go, food to eat, restaurants to try, because that's where you're gonna get all the best recommendations. But I definitely don't think that you should skip it. Number 2, transportation. As far as getting from island to island, yes, you can fly, which I personally have not experienced. I heard that it can be a little bit chaotic and the planes are super small, which granted, duh. However, the ferry was very easy for me personally. I did not think that it was chaotic. I did not think that it was hectic. As long as you get there early, I would say about 45 minutes early, make sure that you have your tickets up ready to go. And when they tell you that they leave at a certain time, please do not be late, because baby, that ferry is pulling out from that port. If that ferry says that it's leaving at 8, it is leaving at 8 o'clock on the dot. Do not be late, I'm telling you. Now, once you get to your destination, so for example, we flew from Cleveland to Athens, but then we took the ferry from Athens to Paros, which was fantastic. However, I would recommend renting a car depending on which island you're going to. For us personally, that was the best option for us. If you are going to rent a car, you have to keep in mind that 1, the roads are like this big. You are on an island. So a lot of the roads are like one ways. So they have like little dips on each side to where if there's a car coming towards you, you can move over so that that person can pass and you can continue driving. But if you're not used to that kind of, I guess, road construction, which majority of us in the US are not unless you travel often or maybe you have family in another country which has similar roading, it can be a little scary and it can be a little hectic, so keep that in mind. And the second part with that, make sure that you're checking which car you're getting, because we got a vehicle. It was a little Fiat because of course the roads are small, which means small cars. But we did not check to see if it was automatic or manual. And it was indeed a stick shift. And my dad had not driven a stick shift car in 25 years. So that took some getting used to. Now, he figured it out as the time went on, which kudos to him, because I could never. Give me an automatic. But the automatic cars do indeed cost a little bit more. But like, for example, when we got into the ferry port at Paros on the island of Paros, there were multiple places that you could rent vehicles from. On the other hand, if you don't want to rent a car, you don't want an actual vehicle, you can also do scooters or ATVs, which are also fantastic options. However, I would caution you, if you have luggage, renting an ATV is not going to do anything for you. Also, if you're thinking about getting cute and dressed up and you want to go to dinner, just keep in mind that you're going to be in a little dress and some heels, or a cute kitten heel on the back of an RTV with dust kicking up. Oh, and since I haven't said it, welcome to my channel. I'm Michaela. If you're new here, welcome. I have not been so consistent with YouTube, I will have to admit. So if you like this type of video, or if you have any type of other content that you want to see, drop it in the comments, but make sure that you like and subscribe to this. Number 3, I know I'm gonna get a ton of questions about the villa. The villa was fantastic, and I only have 2 minutes left on this card, so let me speak fast. The villa was fantastic. I'm going to butcher the name. It's either Acron or Acron Villas Paros. If you are somebody that likes to get away from all the hustle and bustle and you like a little bit more of like an excluded stay, it had its own private pool. It was a very spacious villa. I think there was 20 something of them on this big hill. Now, what I will say is it takes a little bit of effort to get up there because we were in the middle of nowhere. I'm just gonna keep it a buck with y'all. We were in the middle of nowhere. We were driving, and that's not to say that it's far from anything. It was only about 10 minutes from the actual city center of Naoussa. But you're in the hills, you're in the mountains. You're literally driving uphill for a good 3-4 minutes on a one-way road, and it's rocky and it's not greatly paved, but it's so worth it. The views were worth it. The staff was spectacular. I think it was Maria and Victoria that helped us out the most. But let's just say it was worth every penny spent. But in a nutshell, Greece was probably one of the best trips that I have ever taken. And you guys know that I travel a lot. I make it a priority to get out and see the rest of the world. With everything that's happening in the world right now, especially in the United States, I urge you to get out and experience new things, experience new people, experience new cultures, learn something new, because there's so much of this beautiful world that God has created for us to see and experience and learn from. So yeah, use your time wisely, spend your money wisely, and use it on experiences that you're going to cherish for the rest of your life. I love you guys.